Hello, good morning, welcome to the channel. Let's see how this goes. Shareholder profits, yeah. It's a problem with nationalising things, isn't it? Yeah. So I've got not a lot, we don't have much paper, so this is a wee bit. So I'm using firelighters. Just get it going. Get the camera going. Yeah, so what could go wrong? Yeah, so I got a white car back last night. And hopefully that ABS problem is fixed, but who knows? We'll find out in due course. Who knows if it's fixed or not? Well, I think that's going to go. I don't think there's going to be any problems with the fire today. So I've got to burn that lot. There's loads actually. I mean, it's not. I don't know, people saying, "Oh, we're not using the fire anymore." It's still bloody winter. It's still cold. Oh God, yeah. We're trying to get. I mean, what the government's trying to, what? For example, the care job that I did, right? So I was saying the other day, oh, that'd be pretty good to go back to that. But no, I mean, they put 20 miles per hour limits in everywhere, bike lanes everywhere. Why would I want to spend my every day driving around, getting held up with NIMBYs, driving like idiots, and try to do a job where the government doesn't want me to use a car? So it's like, no, I'd rather just not do that. And then get hammered with tax and all the rest of it. Well, everybody gets hammered with tax, but When the car I was using was a little blue one. No, I mean, so they're getting foreigners to come and do jobs like that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't want to do that job unless I was getting like £3,000 a month or something. Not. All I was getting was like 1,200 a month. I was spending all my time doing it. Was the problem. You know what I mean? Every fucking day, long hours. Get home at 10 o'clock at night, and you're up again at 7. And you're in the car, you're away, and you're in the car, and you're away. And now you've got idiots getting in your fucking way. Get the fuck out of the way, but they won't because they're being cussed by the government. It's all starting to unravel. But, well, when the SNP were in Scotland, seemed to be omnipotent for a while. And it was quite frustrating for most of us normal people. Right. But it's all starting to change. But there'll be another bunch of idiots who'll take the place. Let's see if there's any snowgrams. Probably there might not be any. It's been slowed up lately, I think. I think it has. things have slowed up, I think, in terms of I get that way sometimes where I really start to question everything I've said and done the previous day, and just people and because obviously because of the type of person I am, I inevitably land up having Aspies around me, and what I would describe as Aspies is people who, because of they haven't been able to fit into normal male female roles, as in get married, have children, and that's how society stays together. And I've failed to be able to do that. I'm meeting people like that in general life and stuff, generally, mostly, not all, but quite a lot. And they can be a bit strange, some of these people, to be fair. They're just so you'll end up hanging around with a bunch of nutters. Oh yeah, right. Oh, and look what, nothing's changed overnight. See, 4, 5, 7, 9. Nothing's changed. Wow. 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 19 people watch the Granada Chunel update. That's really quite a good idea, that. Just I've got the Granada, but all I've got to do is go into Google and see pictures of it. And just have a chat about Granada. So maybe do one about rovers. That's an idea. Do one about rovers. Cortinas. I'll try not to hang about it too long. Right, comments. Oh. What's this? She is the definition of action and movement. Don't confuse the two. Just watch one day and you will notice someone who works and knows that move with doing nothing really. Well, this was when I was in Glasgow. This could have lasted a lot longer. That lady was hanging about there for a while. I think she was waiting. Well, she was watching the van, probably, because it was parked there. I don't know what that means, the definition of movement and action. I mean, I'm being a bit mean to them. It's just a bit of a laugh. Look, if they see what I've done, I apologise. I think they're decent people. I was just having a... Okay, so what are you trying to... You're trying to back down on your... I'm being mean. I'm sorry. I'm being mean. I'm like that as well. I'd probably be like that. I'd be hanging about getting in the fucking way and everything. And I don't. They don't look. They don't look dressed like. Oh, I don't know. It's obviously an office definition of action and movement. Just don't confuse the two. Just watch one day and you'll notice someone who works and knows that move with doing nothing really. I think he means she's moving but not doing anything. Well, I mean, I could. I mean, see, I'm used to doing things like that on my own, really. Get stuff and piling it in a van, and that's what I do. I do that quite a lot, I suppose. I've got my own way of doing it. It's difficult doing it with somebody else. They might want to do it differently. But if it's my van, you do it my way, sort of thing, eh? But you go in at somewhere like Glasgow, and she was standing there, maybe watching the van while the other lot were away. It's obviously clearing out an office or something. They might work for a solicitor or something. I'm not exactly sure who they work for. Or maybe they work for a company. It's hard to say, really. I mean, they're dressed reasonably well. What's this? YouTube known issues. What's this? Alright. Comments are disappearing, not showing in the comments section. Newly posted comments only show up after clicking on newest first. Right. Receiving notification for new comments, but comments aren't available. I never said nothing about that, that's weird. Past this long. Right. Update. Stephanie, Team YouTube, everyone. Missing comments on YouTube, 17th of April. We are following up with an update. Newly posted comments and notifications for them are now showing up. Our team is working on older comments. We'll keep you posted once it's fixed. We've been receiving reports some of you experiencing issues with missing comments in your video. Yeah, I think I've had that, or they don't seem to be showing up immediately. You know. So that's it. That's the channel update. There's not really much going on. I was back to that video, right? It's called, before we go, Lauren had her chuck over Sockhill Street, Glasgow. I mean, I was having my breakfast and that lady had been standing around there for a while. If I'd videoed her right from the start, it would have lasted about 2 hours. She was standing there for about 2 hours. And then this stuff appeared, and these two guys, she was sort of like hovering around when they chucked it all in the van. That's my take on it, anyway, that they were doing most of the work. And I think that it's that thing about equality. Females and males, I tend to, the majority of females, this is probably a bit of a generalisation, I think they'll get the males to do things. I think that would probably be a fair assessment of humanity. You know, they'll step back and let them do the work, I would say, probably, mostly. Not always. It depends how entitled they are, and a lot of them are entitled, sadly. And I know there is women that do everything, you know. But there is a kind of women thing that get the men to do everything for you, if you can, you know. And a lot of these things, these traits are still around, despite a lot of changes in society. I think women have been dealt I think they haven't realised they've been given a bad hand. You know, that they would be better staying at home looking after the children. But that has kind of went down the drain, sort of thing. A lot of them can't afford to live off one salary, so you need a highly competent male. You know, or else you need to say, look, I'm quite happy just to live like this. I don't need a new car, you know, or I don't need these holidays, and I don't need to live this lifestyle. I mean, the lifestyles, you really got to ask yourself about the lifestyle. Do you really need all that crap? You know, it's coming from me, it's a bit rich, but because I've always what's the word for seek? Sought. I've always been after money and stuff like that, and I think most of us are like that. And you maybe at the end of your life you might feel quite empty that you've got all that money, but you've fucked everything up. And And in my case, my children don't talk to me, and that's basically because of a control thing by their mothers, really. That they wouldn't allow that relationship to work out because of power, for reasons of power. And it's quite impossible for me to really solve any of these problems. I just have to step back and let them get on with it. It's up to them, you know, because you can't force them to do the right thing or whatever. And you know, I'm sort of where I am and they're where they are, and they don't want to come to me, so that's fine. You know, you can't force yourself on people. But because that's back to the breakdown of relationships. But I have an awareness of that, whereas the mothers will not be able to. They will not ever be able to articulate a reality of what's happened because they will never be able to admit. This is a female problem. If you watch Kenny Weiss, he explains a lot of that. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but he's definitely on Facebook. Maybe. If you watch Kenny Weiss on codependency, Kenny Weiss, he explains everything about female and he explains everything about human behaviour, but not everything about it. But his speciality is broken people, really, and helping you not be broken, I suppose. So what?
Professional traders need three things:
Jesus.
knowledge, tools.
Stop pushing this shit on me. I'm not going to give you £1 million. Fuck off.
Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to share how the two codependent types, both the disempowered and the falsely empowered codependent, express the 5 core symptoms of codependence. Now, the 5 core symptoms of codependence are a lack of self-love, a lack of boundaries or inability to set boundaries.
Boundaries, yeah.
They're out of touch with reality. They lack in the ability to self-care, and they lack maturity and moderation. And as I go through all of these, how both the disempowered and the falsely empowered express those 5 in their lives. So you can...
So my ex, you know, the last one, she's badly falsely empowered, you know. She sits there like some kind of queen, controlling her children and her grandchildren. A lot of them do that, but really the reality is she's broken. You know, she's tragically broken. She's a disaster. You know, it's an absolute disaster waiting to happen. You know, her health is appalling. I wouldn't be surprised if she'll more than likely be dead within the next couple of years. You know, it's just the way she is. You know, you can't really change that. It's absolutely impossible. Like, see if you showed her this video or something, she would just totally reject it. You know, it's that thing, you can't go up and fix something like that. It's not your place to fix it. You can't fix it. And but he does talk about broken females and how he said, and this is quite brave of him to say, because most of his followers and watchers will be female. I would say the majority of them will be, well, certainly probably more than 60% of them will be female. So he says that once a woman is damaged, you know, when being brought up, that you cannot fix them. You know, so that is what happens. So I mean, I've got my own damage of my own self too, but I've got a self-awareness and I'm capable of talking about it. But I mean, I've been watching Kenny Weiss for a while.
And it's not actually nice. They are out of reality of that truth. They were so neglected and abandoned in childhood that they are desperate. And this was me. I was so uncared for that I was desperate to get any help. I tried Mike would suggest something, I'd do it. I didn't care. I was not resistant, and I'm still not resistant. People call me out on my BS nonstop, followers, whatever, and if my reality lines up, I'm like, yep, you're right, I blew it on that one. Like, that's the beauty of being the disempowered codependent? Is the abandonment was so severe that you're willing to do anything not to be abandoned again. And that means you're willing to do the recovery work.
You know, yeah, brilliant. Kenny Weiss, absolutely brilliant. So we'll have a quick look at see how the video's doing, and then we're going to go and see the fire, and that'll be it. That's the channel update over, right? Yeah. So my ex, the last one, is so fucked up. It's unbelievable, and the children are under her control only because they allow that. You know, she's lied about lots of things. The one thing she's lied about lately is the fact she seems to believe that her mother is leaving her the house that her mother owns, which is, you know, another one of her nonsensical garbage stories that isn't going to happen. You know, her mother doesn't even let her in the house. She stung her mother for money and stuff, and her mother's a decent woman. She's fine. But there's always trouble where there's always fallouts and problems, and so I try to sort of keep it reasonable for a few years. You know, got up there, and it all came to a head at Christmas, because I think it was really because she wanted it to be that way. And you've got to watch these people because they set you up, you know. And I kind of fell for it a little bit, yeah, but I won't be falling for it again, you know. Anyway, right. So that's 397042. 20 in the last hour. 397,042 views. That's quite a lot, and it seems to be still going. Right, the dashboard. So it has been slow this week, I admit. Yeah, I've done a lot of content, a lot of videos. Don't get me wrong. So it can't be because I haven't done that. Yeah, I've been putting a lot on. Maybe it's because they're all shite. Who knows? Is that what it is? Right. Some of them didn't work out that well. Some of the ideas were good, but the execution was crap. I'm glad. Well, so I have solved the problem with the gimbal. Which is there's 4762 BMW making me late for my meeting. That was on Monday. Right. We'll do a short demonstration of the new gimbal. It's got stabilization on it. So the problem I've got now is I am using a basic cheapo thing for the car. Is the problem. So the new gimbal. The one in Glasgow is the best demonstration of it. When I went to Glasgow. So where is the one? When did I go to Glasgow? It was yesterday. Was that Wednesday? This is this one. So we'll jump on. This is using the new app, which jumps around all over the place without the gimbal, right? I mean, right now we're using the app that freezes at home, but I don't really need to set the gimbal up just to do this update, right? So we'll get to somewhere about the middle. Double Tree by Hilton. There's the guy makes a failed attempt to cross the road. We've all done it.
That was a failed attempt at crossing the road.
So,
yeah, so
what it was like before was it was all jerky and everything. As I move around when I'm walking around and looking at things. So the opportunities for art with that are amazing. Did you see that person with the hood just coming out of the bus shelter? Like, that'd be a painting. You know, it's like, that's what I find exciting about these videos. I know some people don't really get it, but it's just looking at the world, looking at life, looking at everything. So that was on the app that I found really jerky. So the problem I've got to solve now is when I'm in the car, this thing's got to go up in a plastic holder thing, and in this very app that we're using right now in this video, it jiggles like mad, you know. And if I use
It's
the
just
other app
impression
which has
of
got a
the people that-
stabiliser in
that's
it,
all it is.
it's got a tendency to freeze. And I don't know when it's
And
going to do
religious
it.
shit
Sometimes it
come
doesn't do it.
I'm still traumatised after reading that fire report.
So there you go, right, let's go. So, oh dear. Oh god. Right, let's see if we've got a lovely fire going. Yeah, we do. Oh. Look at that.
We understand that they had told the US about this strike. Reportedly, the US were furious that they weren't told about the Damascus strike. But the US will want to be careful, won't it?
So I was talking about some of the behaviours. Yeah. I think it was just a life. Life is some kind of journey, and I made mistakes, and the choice of partner was a really bad move. And really, the reality is, men and women should stay together, look after their children. You know, if you look at the science behind a lot of this stuff, I was so ignorant to the realities of humanity when I was younger. I didn't have a clue, you know, didn't know anything about it. But the reality is that men and women get together and they love bomb each other and all that. It's not really. Most of the bullshit from the media is just bullshit. And the reality is, once that love thing dies off, you've got to stay together to look after the children. And both myself and my exes failed to do that. And in adulthood, you would think that I'd be able to have a relationship with my grown-up children, but that was not wanted or accepted, so that is not happening. At the end of the day, that's really their choice. It's up to them, you know. But you've got to watch you don't get caught up in pointless, stupid arguments. So when I get messages from them, I've got to be very careful how I answer them, because most of them are a trap to paint me as a bad person, just so that they can get off the hook and don't have any accountability. But if you watch Kenny Weiss, it's all in there. Anybody that wants recovery should watch Kenny Weiss. But if you want to carry on being a total cow or an ass hat, don't bother. So on that note, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye!